All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome. You are on the My Lead System Pro Fast Start to Success webinar. My name is Mary Black. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. My husband and I have been members of the MLSP Leadership, the Master Marketers team for the past 2 years. And one of us hosts this webinar pretty much every Monday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. If you found your way here, it usually means that you are brand new with My Lead System Pro, or maybe you're just revisiting for a refresher. In either case, I just want to thank you all for coming, welcome you here tonight, and I'm going to tell you a little bit before I get started how this is going to work. I'm going to take you right inside my back office live, show you what everything looks like, give you a tour of where you can find things. I'm also going to give you some insider secrets and tips about how to get the most out of your MLSP system that's taken me quite a while to learn, but then I'm just going to give away to you guys tonight. I'm going to also tell you how you can get some help. I'm going to show you what you need to do next after you finish this webinar to keep your business moving forward as quickly as possible. I'm just going to run this webinar assuming that you are all here because you're interested in learning how to make money, both online in general and with My Lead System Pro specifically. So the first thing I want to do is have a sound check, make sure that it sounds okay. If you guys, someone will hop over here in the chat and just tell me that you can hear me. Just always sure that I'm doing that before I talk for 10 minutes and find that nobody can hear me. I can hear that. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is let you guys know how to ask questions. Now, the chat is great for quick things like this. Yes, you can hear me. Everybody's saying hello and let me know how they're doing. But if you have a specific question about something that I'm training on tonight or anything in general that's in the My Lead System Pro back office, what I need to have you do is take that question and type it over here in the Q&A. Now, on the left-hand side of your screen, you will see a little box with a question mark on it. When you click on that box, that's the Q&A. The first box is the chat, and then you go on down. And the third one is a poll. I have put a poll in there. If you guys will click on that button, click on that poll. I'd like you to vote on the poll. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I made the poll live. It says the poll is live. Okay, somebody has voted. I'm never really sure why some people have trouble clicking on that. If you can't click on the poll button, the question is, what is your MLSP membership level? And if you'll go ahead, if you can't click on the poll button, thank you. Yes, I'm good. My husband over there doing a sound check for us. If you can't click on the poll button, just do me a quick favor and type into the chat what your MLSP membership level is, whether it's Mastery, University, or Academy. I'd just like to take a quick poll early on in this class. First off, to get you guys awake, going, ready to work here, ready to learn some stuff, and also to give me a good idea of the audience that I'm speaking to, what level you guys are at, so that I can most effectively deliver the highest quality content that's going to get you pushed forward as fast as possible. And right now I'm getting a lot of people saying that they are Mastery members. So I'll make sure that I gear more things in that direction. Again, if you have questions, the little question mark button on the left-hand side of your screen is the Q&A button. Hop over there. Click on that button, hop over, and type your questions in the Q&A so that I can get them at the end. What happens is if we get a whole lot of chatting going on, and sometimes we do, Webinars on Air scrolls the chats up and they move so quickly that I tend to miss questions. When you put them in the Q&A, it locks them in place and allows me to be able to control, being able to make sure that I can see and answer every one of your questions. Now, this class is going to last about an hour, and that really depends on how many questions that I get. Sometimes I think I just go through everything really thoroughly, everybody's clear on what they need to do, and work can be done in about 45 or 50 minutes. But my commitment to you tonight, first off, I don't even have a cell phone in the room. I am 100% completely focused on teaching you guys about the MLSP back office tonight. I would like to ask that you make that same commitment back to me and also to yourself. Turn off your distractions, give it about an hour, and I will very, very quickly get you productive in MLSP, generating leads and starting to make money. And my other commitment to you is I will stay as long as I need to stay to get all of your questions answered. My third commitment to you tonight is that if for some reason there is a question that I just simply do not know the answer to, rather than fake it or make something up, I promise you that I will direct you to the best place to get an answer to a question that you may have if I cannot answer it myself. So that way we'll make sure that you are very thoroughly taken care of. Okay, great. Karen, hi, Karen. Karen Anderson, I saw that you were going to come. Welcome, welcome. The poll is the third button on the left, but for some reason, some people can't click on it. Like my backup screen over here that I use to make sure that everything looks okay on my end, we cannot click on the poll, and I'm not really sure why some people can and some people can't. So I'm not going to worry about it. Just type it in the type the answer in the chat if you need to. Some gold. Yeah, Karen came back in from the days of gold. You can't even get a gold membership anymore. Mastery University. Great, great, great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn my screen on now. I'm going to share this with you guys. What this is going to do is it's going to show you my MLSP back office. Now what you're going to see first here is this, you're welcome, Karen, this really funky looking echo sort of thing that I call it, where you just see my screen duplicated multiple times, and that's because it is really doing a reflection of my back office, and it's doing that sort of that ripple effect. But if you are seeing that, you are actually seeing the right thing. Hold on one second, guys. You guys, if you're new to MLSP, you'll very quickly get to know my husband Dean, because he's extremely active in My Lead System Pro, and he has a setup over here that I call Mission Control. It doesn't look like he's running an internet business over here. It looks more like he's getting ready to, launch a manned space flight or something. He's got a setup over there. He's a serious content marketer, the SEO guys, and they have crazy technical skills and all the toys and stuff that goes with it. So, Sherry, mine doesn't work either. What is the question? Oh, Sherry, I was just wondering if you would type in, you can go and type it right here in the chat, your membership level in My Lead System Pro. There's Academy, University, and Mastery. I'm just trying to get a little pulse on the different membership levels that we have and who we have the heaviest, so that I can kind of cater what I'm doing tonight in the training, to the most people's needs. That's all that's for. So let's pop back over here to the chat. Okay, guys, yeah, over here, if you notice on the 1, 2, 3, 4th button down is a little shopping cart. If you'll go ahead and click on that, what that is, it's just a shortcut button for you to be able to go over and see the offer. Since this is inside My Lead System Pro, this will take you directly to being able to upgrade your membership if you decide that you want to upgrade to Mastery. I will tell you up front, I am a hardcore, long-time My Lead System Pro advocate. I've been here for 3 years, been part of the leadership for 2. When I started out, however clueless you are right now, I promise, cross my heart, I was worse off than you are. I freaked out the first time I tried to do something in Facebook, and it wasn't as fancy as it is now. I freaked the first time I started trying to do stuff in Facebook, because I just could not, it completely overwhelmed me. I could not get the whole concept of social media, and I let it discourage me for the longest time from doing anything with my business on social media. And I came to My Lead System Pro, and I went through some training. This was even before Michelle Pescasolido's day, if you guys can believe that, if you know who she is. But I went through some training that was there, at the time, and it cleared everything up for me, walked me right through what to do, and it has been my saving grace in my business since then. I, like a lot of people, I promote other programs besides just My Lead System Pro. And what's so awesome about it is, while you're generating leads, you can promote anything in the world that you want to them in multiple programs, and it just works like a charm once you learn some basic principles about how to provide an offer, how to get leads to that offer, and how to close the sale. So that's just a little overview of why MLSP is so awesome, and I could sit here all night and talk about that, but I want to actually get you guys into the back office itself and start explaining a few things that's going to help you guys get going. Okay, this is your home page, and you get some basic information up here. If you have just started up here, your leadership level, it probably says L0 with a little 0 in parentheses. That's what everybody starts at. That means you're brand new and no one has signed up under you yet. But what we're going to do is work on getting that number up higher and higher and higher. So my husband and I are L3s, and we're at Mastery Members, which is what this says over here. You can see all the stuff that's above the fold, above the scroll space on the computer. On the home page is always going to be the most important stuff. When you come, you should be logging into your MLSP system daily. By the way, there should rarely be a day that you skip logging into your back office, because you can even do it on your phone and your tablet. I am always keeping up with what's going on inside of my MLSP back office, and you should be going in there every day, checking this first to see what important stuff is going on. What they have up there right now is a promotion for this Wednesday's webinar. Now, Wednesday night is our big industry-wide training webinar. And the reason this is so important is this is high value training that is completely free, and it is open to the public. So I'm going to start you guys with a little bit of mindset here right off the bat. When you see MLSP doing anything like this, and this stuff will pop up constantly, it's usually more than once a week. I think we have 5 or 6 live webinars a week and 5 live mindset motivational phone calls, conference calls. When you see these things pop up, take a look at them. Decide if it's something that you're going to attend. When you're brand new, I really strongly recommend that you attend all of the webinars as much as you can. I understand you have other companies, things that you're working on. You may not be able to make every single one of them, but make an honest and diligent effort to invest in your business by showing up to the training. Now, here's where the mindset shift comes from. You should, as a rule of thumb, never come alone to a training webinar. Now, you may have been taught this if you're in MLM. You may have been taught when you're going to a meeting or a Super Saturday or some sort of get-together, you always want to bring someone with you. This is exactly the same thing. Just because it's on the internet doesn't change the fundamental principles of how you build a home-based business in this profession. What you want to do is take a look at this webinar, and it'll tell you it is about, Mark Harbert is hosting it, and he's going to talk about the state of video marketing to the MLSP Nation. Whoever wrote this copy is a genius. It's beautiful. He's going to be talking about what's happening in video marketing, not 6 months ago, not even last month, but right now. He's going to talk to you about some changes that have gone on, strategies, some things that you need to be doing that maybe didn't work 6 months ago or that are more effective now. I don't really know. Mark Harbert is the expert in MLSP, or one of the experts on video marketing, and I follow him and do what he teaches. So I'm taking a look at this, and I automatically think, do I want to go to this webinar? Yes. My next question is, who do I want to invite to come to this webinar as well? I will never, ever have one of these webinars come up in MLSP where I won't invite someone to join it. Now, why am I doing that? It's a free webinar. Who cares? When you invite someone to any My Lean System Pro webinar, when you invite them to any capture page, when you invite them to the blog, to anything that is connected to My Lean System Pro, this is not the case in most companies, by the way, but in MLSP, when you invite them to anything at MLSP, there's a little cookie that's dropped on their desktop, on their computer, that says Bob belongs to Susie because Susie invited Bob to this webinar. It's called a cookie or a tag. They are tagged to you. And what that means is if and when they sign up and or buy something from My Lean System Pro, guess who gets paid? Okay, why don't you guys, let's have a little fun, in fact. Let's take this back a little bit. Let's hop over here into the chat. You guys, who gets paid? Who gets paid? Sorry, I'm having trouble typing. It's dragging a little. Who gets paid when you invite someone? And here, so you guys are awake, and if you're going to play with me tonight, so come on, you guys, wake up. Who gets paid when you invite someone to a My Lead System Pro webinar and they sign up for a My Lead System Pro membership, or they buy something. Sherry's got it. Leandro, I did know what you meant when you said you. Hey, if you guys want to give them my link, Leandro, Marshall, if you want to give them my link and send it to me, that would be fine. I knew what you meant. I love a fun crowd. Yeah, when they sign up to buy something, you get paid. Okay, a lot of other companies, you have to create a lot of that stuff yourself and make sure that all this weird stuff is going on, that you get the credit for it. But no, in My Lead System Pro, you send them to those webinars. Some of my favorite things about MLSP, okay? This is the thing. You invite people to these webinars as high-value training, and Mark Harpert's going to sit on there. I know Mark for a couple of hours. I would guess he's going. Mark always gives away more than I think he ought to give away. He spills the beans on everything. Never miss a Mark Harbert webinar because you'll make money on it if you just do what he teaches you to do. He's going to get on there and he's going to be off the charts, unbelievably brilliant on this webinar, and the guy that you invited is going to love Mark, and he's going to be like, holy smokes, I have to do this. He's going to click on a button, because there's always a button. See, I've got one up here right now that's the offer, right? He's going to click on a button, and he's going to buy something. May not be that night. He may, you know, get a membership. Who knows? When it does, Mark Harbert does not get paid for that. You do, because that person was invited by you and is tagged to you, and Mark's going to do the selling for you. And you don't even know Mark. And, by the way, Mark's not in your upline. It's not even like it's an MLM and Mark gets paid up the line from you. He doesn't get paid anything for that. He does it for a totally different reason, because it's his community, and he's given back to the community that's made him so incredibly successful, and this is his chance to do that. How do I know? Because I'm doing exactly the same thing right now. MLSP doesn't pay me for this. They couldn't pay me enough money for this. I come on and do it free because I am paying it forward. I'm paying it back to MLSP for everything that they've done for me. So it's so beautiful. As a brand new member, all you got to do is let people know. And you know people. I mean, if you're hanging out on the internet or you're in a company and you know people who could use some training on how to get leads for, you know, for their business and their MLM or whatever, you just like, this free training, dude, just go do this up and check it out. I'll be there. Say hey in the chat. They'll go in and you'd let the brilliant marketers and sales and sell them stuff all day long. That's how you use MLSP, okay? Unfortunately, if you don't come on this webinar, a lot of new people don't come on this webinar. If you don't come on this webinar, you might not necessarily get that fundamental principle about what MLSP does and what you're here to do. And on top of that, you're going to generate a ton of leads if you follow the training that's back here. You're going to get a bunch of leads. They're going to buy stuff from MLSP, and they're going to be prime targets. Some of those people are going to be prime candidates for your network marketing business that you're trying to build on top of everything you're doing with MLSP. So I'm so darn excited about what you guys are embarking on here, you know, that I just can't stand it. So that's the home page of My Lead System Pro. And you know what they're doing right now, because we just had a bunch of people move up a level in the leadership, and they're all right here, and they're featuring those people. So, you know, you want some inspiration, you want some motivation, go in here and look at these lists, or click on some of these. If they have a link to them, if they've done some sort of testimonial or an interview with My Lead System Pro, go in here and click on these things and read them and get to know some of these people and, you know, learn some stuff about you know, people who, believe it or not, every single one of them started exactly where you are right now, and most of them not so long ago, and now, I mean, they're the top, you know, the cream of the crop in the company, and there isn't any gosh darn reason in the world why every single one of you listening to my voice right now doesn't have the potential to do exactly the same thing if you follow what you're taught to do here inside the community. Now, before I go on, I want to give you a little advice. Well, first off, let's scroll down here. I want everybody to make sure that you know who your referring member is. The reason this is important is this is the person who invited you originally to My Lead System Pro. Now, you might not know who they are. You might have found your way here through a link that you clicked on. You know, most of these people, you know, they have videos and things like that, so you're probably familiar with them. But this person can be a great resource of help and training and support for what you're trying to do both in My Lead System Pro and with building, you know, your network marketing business. My referring member is Diane Hoffman, who is an L5 leader inside of My Lead System Pro and a very good friend of mine, because we've met through My Lead System Pro and done a lot of really, really cool things together. And she's done a tremendous amount to help Dean and myself create the very successful business that we have today. So find out who that person is. And do me a favor. If you have a question, Virginia, I'm glancing at it, but I'll answer it at the end. Will you put it in the Q&A for me? I'm going to ask you guys, do you know who your... I know. Well, I referring affiliate is. You don't necessarily need to put in their name if you don't want to, but just tell me if you know who it is, okay? If you can come in and tell. It's not important that I know, but it is important that you know. And it's always here. If you hop on your homepage real quick and scroll down, it's on the right-hand side of the screen. And Diane has some extra stuff in here. She's got all kinds of goodies set up for us. So I'll check back on that question in just a couple minutes. Now, a great source of support. Another great source of support within the community, and this is like marketing support or questions that you have answered about, I have a video that won't work, or how do I do keyword research? I mean, there's 1,000 million questions that you might, you know, that you could possibly have about strategy, or the next move you should make in your business, or encouragement, you know, support, personal development, anything that's sort of community marketing based. You want to go right here to the MLSP community. You should already be in this. If you're not, I'll show you how to send a ticket to support and ask them to put you in, but I believe you should already be in there. I've already opened it up for you. Why? That's when it comes up, always comes up with my husband's profile. There we are. I am Mary Black, and this is the home screen. What's going to come up on here is a little bit of information about your profile. Now, what's really cool is this profile pulls everything in automatically from your MLSP back office. The sign-in passwords and all are the same as your member username and your password for your MLSP back office. This is all, they set it up to be all exactly the same. It's going to automatically pull in your profile into the community when you fill it out in your back office. I'm going to show you that in just a minute, so you really only have to do it once. It'll show you all the groups you're in. I will tell you I am actually in every group that there is because I'm a moderator for the site for My Lead System Pro. But it'll come over here, and the groups are all private groups exclusive to owners of a particular training product. So if you own Copywriting Mastery, which is a live course actually that's going on right now with Brian Finale, which I would recommend if you are at all interested in learning how to write good sales copy, that you get into that class. I don't know if they're still taking people or not, but send in a ticket to support and say, can I still get into Copywriting Mastery? I don't know if I'm supposed to repeat this or not, but he said on the webinar the other night, this class he's going to sell for between $1,000 and $2,000. He hasn't pinned down a price for it yet. I'm thinking he's going to lean more towards the $2,000 level because copywriting classes are very, very exclusive and expensive. The live class right now is $497. But if you go into the live class, you've got all the recordings too. So if you're even remotely thinking about doing anything in this area, hop in your back office, send an email over to MLSP support and say, can I still get in Copywriting Mastery? If you get stuck and aren't sure, send me a note somewhere, find me, I'm here in the community, or tag me in Facebook or whatever, and ask me to find out about it, and I'll see if I can get you in. There's a lot of courses that are really, really fantastic. This one just happens to be going on live right now, and from what he said the other day, it is a steal right now, if you can still even get into it. Other stuff, that's what the groups are anyway, and that's where you're going to go in, and there's going to be a lot of discussion about what's going on in that group with people who own that product. So you get a lot of exclusive insider training and tips and support, and from other people who are doing the same marketing strategy or the same, the same course that you're doing. So that's your community. Now you don't have to be in any of the groups if you don't own any of the products. You'll still have access to the group where you'll be able to communicate with awesome people like Debbie Beardorf, who is a doll and a half. Okay, so that's where you're going to go in. If you have a question like, I don't know, I'm just going to put how's everybody doing? I'm going to say greetings. The live Fast Success webinar. Everybody doing tonight? Say hi. Hello. Give a big members. And I'm going to post that, and if you go inside the group, you're going to see that I posted that update. Greetings from the live Fast Start to Success webinar. How's everybody doing tonight? Give a big hello and welcome to all of our fabulous new members. So that's the community. Awesome, awesome resource for you. Now, let's say you're stuck in your back office on, oh gosh, I don't know, my password's not working, or I don't know, your payments, technical questions about your MLSP back office. I can't, I don't know, my campaign link's not working, that kind of sort of technical stuff that's like with the system itself. You want to come over here to support, you want to go to My Lead System Pro Support, and you're going to click over here and open a support ticket. Also, I mentioned that if you don't know who your referring affiliate is and you want to find out, you can send in a ticket to support, ask them that question as well. It's a great resource for you. Let me come back over here real quick. Brad, you scored April Marie. She's awesome. I love April. She's one of my favorite people. Okay, good for you guys who know who you're under. Good. Most of you, I'm getting a lot of yeses. Matt Hutchinson, you scored MLSP. Give me just a second, guys. Let me take a note here. All right. Just a second. I hate for a webinar to go quiet, but I am trying to help. Matt Hutchinson. Matt, what's your membership level? Can you type that in for me if you get a chance? I want to see about that. Okay, Virginia, right? Virginia, are you in copywriting mastering? Is that not blowing your mind? Now, I've known Brian for years, and I was one of those people bugging him to death to do a copywriting course. I had no idea he was going to give us this much. I mean, this is really, it's advanced stuff. I don't think it's David. I love Bert. It's not technically difficult, but it is very advanced, high level. It takes years to figure out this stuff on your own unless you hook up with a copywriting master who's willing to teach it to you in something like we're doing in just a few short weeks. Ray Higdon. Oh, I love Ray and Jessica. Oh, you're so awesome. You guys are terrific. Okay, so it sounds like everybody is pretty well set on that. That's really important. Make sure you get back and go get in your back office, get with these guys, these people that have sponsored you in, not sponsored, they're not your sponsor, they referred you to MLSP, and see what kind of stuff they have going on, because those of you who named names, I happen to know that all those people that you named have a lot of stuff that going on with their groups that they will totally hook you up with. Okay, let me hop back in here. All right, to me, that's the really important stuff, the stuff that I've been talking about now. How do you make money with MLSP? You bring people in, and you let the big dogs do the selling for you. You get support inside of the community and from My Lead System Pro. You know who your referring affiliate is, so you can hook up with them. You get yourself to mastery level. I'm going to talk about that a little bit here. But I like to hit the biggest things early on. Now I'm going to go through some of these tabs real quick and just tell you what they are and what you can find inside of them. Actually, I'm going to spend another minute here on the homepage. Member of the Month's really cool. They're just very, very inspiring stories. This is the the MLSP morning wake-up call. It is Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. This call is hosted, well, primarily by my husband, Dean. He and I tag team sometimes, but he hosts it, and what we do is we have a different featured speaker every day on that webinar. And that featured speaker is going to come in and spend about 15 minutes. They're going to give you some mindset adjustment. Get your head in the right place, if you will, because you need to get focused mentally on where you are in your business every single day. That's absolutely critical. That's why we do this call 5 days a week. There are recordings in the back office on the RSS feed from all of the back calls. If you can make the call live, in my opinion, that is ideal because you get to feed on the energy of the group, especially when you come about 4 minutes early and you come out and you introduce yourself, say your name, where you're calling from, and let everybody else know that you're there. You really, even in just a few short minutes, there's an incredible energy that gets going that really gets your day started off right. If you cannot make that call live, here's what I recommend you do. Right here under training is the Wake Up Call podcast. The Wake Up Call podcast, you click here to subscribe to the feed. Now, I'm not going to go over there, but what it does is it takes you to all of the recordings of, I think, every Wake Up Call that's ever been done, as far as I know. I haven't checked back for years, but I believe that they're all in there for the past, 5 years that call's been going on, I guess. What you want to do, though, is hop in there in the morning as part of your daily morning routine. Go in and listen to the most recent recording. That's going to put you about a day behind the live call. But if you do it first thing in the morning and once a day, you will still be getting your daily dose of personal development, just as if you were on the live call. So you're sort of simulating the effect of the live call, but making it work with your schedule if you just simply can't make the live call. So that's what I recommend you do on there. There's one more thing down here I'm going to just mention very, very briefly. The 10 Daily Steps to Fire Your Boss is this PDF at the bottom of the home page. It's right down here. Download that PDF and start taking a look at that. I'm not going to go into detail about this because it's actually covered in another course I'm going to talk to you about here in a little bit. I just want to show you where it is. Okay, so these are the leaderboards. I'm not going to go in here. This is the whole leadership tab. What's under here? Well, there is one thing that I think is really neat, and that's the leader groups. These are the people that are currently bringing it, in My Lead System Pro. These are all members that have just stepped up and really, really promoted My Lead System Pro, generated a lot of leads. I found tremendous success making sales and getting signups under My Lead System Pro. And I find these people to be incredibly inspiring because when I first started, I just had this group of people up on a pedestal. They just didn't seem human to me. It was just so amazing what they were able to do. But what I did is I got to know some of these people, and I realized how regular and down to earth and just like me that they are. They're humans just like you and I are. And in every case, every single one of them started out at the beginning at L0 and a little zero in the parentheses, never generated a lead or signed anybody up, and they all started out at the beginning just like I did, and now look at them. And their stories are really, really inspiring. Some of you guys mentioned some of these people. There's Ray. Somebody mentioned April Marie, there's Dean and me, who's just been tearing it up lately. Where's April? Where's April? There she is, Lady April. Love her. Right here. She has just been absolutely owning MLSP. She's right on the threshold of going to L5. So she'll hit that pretty soon. So anyway, these stories are just unbelievable. And the stories of real people are the ones that will allow you to open yourself up and sort of dream about, the day when your picture and your testimonial video is right here on this page. And there isn't any reason that anybody who's listening to me can't make it happen if you just get in and get busy and you learn some stuff. It may take a little bit of time, but that's okay. You know, most people don't do it overnight, but they get in, they get busy, and you just don't let anything get in your way. You don't let anything stop you, no matter what it is, and you'll get there. That's a fundamental principle behind entrepreneurship, and this is absolutely no different. The great part is so much of the work is done for you in the system that once you learn how to use the system to your advantage, it becomes much, much easier to do it. This is the simple startup. When you click, you know, right here, when it says new start here, it takes you over to here as well. And these are all step-by-step: Academy, University 101, University 201, and Mastery. If you're at university level, say, you won't be able to click on Mastery, it just won't let you. I can get access to all 3 levels because I am a Mastery member, but wherever you are, you just want to go through, let's circle back to Academy here. You want to make sure that you go through all the steps and don't miss anything. When there are things that are highlighted up here, pay special attention to them. The action steps, incredibly important. These are all built into here after, you know, ridiculous amounts of research and social proof on what works. So follow the steps through the system. Don't try to reinvent the wheel yourself. Let me see. I'm going to hop over here. When you get to the end of step 5 in Academy, you're already at your MLSP marketing blueprint, which is basically how to get leads. Pick only one marketing strategy. Don't get overwhelmed. It's going to show you where all of that stuff is. You're going to go over here and look at the marketing strategies. Okay, this is where you're going to pick what you're going to specialize in to start with. Doesn't mean you have to be married to it for the rest of your career. It just means that it's where you want to start. And you want to make sure that once you pick something that you do stick with it for about 90 days consistently, working on it for 90 days, not 90 days on the calendar, but 90 days of consistent work. You will start seeing results by then in terms of leads and sales and sign-ups, and then you can look at adding in another marketing strategy if you choose. But if you try to do more than one too quickly, it really ends up in overwhelming confusion, and we don't want you to quit because you've taken on, you know, bitten off too much up front. You can move through these very, very quickly, but they have to be done. You can't skip any steps. They all have to be done if you want it to be effective on the other side. Now here's what I recommend. Play to your strengths. If there's something that you already like to do, that you already have experience with, that you already feel comfortable with, consider exploring that strategy. As opposed to what I think is just absolutely horrible advice is when someone tells you, well, go look at somebody who has success and just do what they're doing. And it's in complete disregard to your skills, to your abilities, to your resources, and to your personality, your style, if you will. And you see that advice all the time. You'll sign up in My Lead System Pro under somebody who is, you know, a great video marketer. And you're like, well, I'm going to do video, you know, because Joe over here is awesome at video, and, you know, talks about how easy it is to do leads on video, so I'm going to do video. And you're terrified to get in front of camera. You know, you're hiding behind it, trying to figure out, how am I going to do video without getting on camera? Well, that might not be the best strategy for you. But let's say you're a social butterfly who hangs out half the day on Facebook anyway. Why not go ahead and use that strategy and start making money where you're already hanging out, doing stuff you already like to do? That's how you want to think about it. Down here at the bottom of the page are recordings of previous webinars. The most three recent Wednesday webinars. This is the big industry-wide webinar, right? The Monday Ultimate Freedom recording is always hosted by Diane Hockman. She does one every Monday on a different topic. The woman could never. I swear the woman could do a webinar every week for 10 years and never repeat the topic. She knows so much about marketing. The class that you're in now is the Fast Track class. This is this recording. I don't know that this is still March the 4th. I hope it's a more recent one than that. But that's if you want to watch a replay of one of these classes, that's where you're going to find it. And the others that are on here. Okay, now let me see, where else can I go? Profile site. Okay, well, you know, under the getting started, just again, make sure you follow all the steps and all the training. There's videos back there that tells you what to do. Under your account, I'm going to skip that one for a minute. I'm going to come on over here to training. We just covered the marketing strategies and the podcast. There is other stuff in here. I'm going to come back to the training library in just a minute. Let's talk about my websites for just a second. Then I'm going to loop back and talk about some of the account stuff. My websites, love this link, this tab, because this is where I get all my links for the stuff inside MLSP that I want to promote. You know how I told you guys never attend a webinar or never let an MLSP webinar go by where you don't invite somebody to come to it. Right here, weekly marketing webinars, there's your tab for that. Goes right here. You copy and paste that. There's also a spot which I find a little bit more helpful here under the startup. Let me come back. Why does it keep taking me to mastery? Let me pop over here to Academy. I think it's under step 2. Just a minute. Sorry, guys. I hope I'm not making anybody motion sick. Here they are. It's under Academy step 3. So just kind of make a note of that, because this is where it's telling you how to first start getting leads. Already by step 3, which most people can get to this step in about half an hour after you get your system, you know, your profile set up and stuff like that. You hop in here and you start working on things you need to do to get leads. And if you scroll right down here, you're going to see here's the link to the automated webinar. Here's the link to the fast track, which is what you're doing here tonight. Make more money. This is the Ultimate Freedom webinar, Diane's webinar. Here's the Tuesday Hangout. Sorry, guys, I clicked on it. Didn't mean to do that. I don't want to register for that. Here is the Industry-Wide Wednesday webinar right here. Any of these links, you take these links and you substitute your MLSP user with whatever your actual MLSP username is. Like mine is Dean Black, that's my husband. So our link would be deanrblack.mlsp.com/presentation. So you can come in here and you grab these links, you substitute in your username, and when it's Tuesday, you go out and post on Facebook or send to your email list or on Twitter, wherever it is that you like to hang out and send stuff. Email it to people that you know, come to this webinar, and you send that link. That's the link that tags them to you. Any one of these that has your username in it. That's what you're going to want to do there. Now, let's say you want to invite somebody to the upcoming Wednesday webinar that Mark's doing. Here is the ultimate cheat, okay? I come up here and I'm like, here's Wednesday webinar training. And I don't know what to say. I need some good copy, okay? You're brand new. You don't really know how to explain what's going on. Look right here. Video Marketing Master Mark Harvard will deliver his State of the Video Marketing address to the MLSP Nation. This right here is awesome copy. I would take this, discover precisely where the state of online video is right now, and what you should be doing to bring 20 to 50 highly targeted leads into your business daily. And I will right-click that. I will copy it. I will throw it on my Facebook status, my fan page, where, I mean, you have to shorten it up if it's Twitter, but you guys get the idea. Email it to your list, however it is, create an ad with this copy in it, however it is that you're doing that, or, and you're going to learn some ways. Early on, send it in an email to people that you know that are in network marketing and don't know how to get leads any better than you do. Right-click this, copy it, add your link underneath it, and send that. See, that's called swipe copy. And as a paid member of My Lead System Pro, you have a right to use any copy that is put out by MLSP to promote its stuff. They also send out the emails to the MLSP list. If you get that email, you're perfectly welcome to use all of that swipe copy as well. Anywhere in here that you can find copy that's good, as an active member, sending people back to My Lead System Pro, you are free to use for that purpose. So get smart, use that stuff. Okay, let's come back over here. The MLSP campaigns, these are the membership campaigns. All 4 of these are the same in principle, the way that they work. These are for the memberships, University, Academy, Mastery memberships. The profit campaigns you can only get to if you're a Mastery member, because those are those 100% profit products. I'm going to talk to you about those in a minute if you don't know what those are. This tab is about 70% of the revenue that I generate, or the commission that I make in My Lead System Pro, comes from this tab right here. And if I decide I really want to generate some, a few bucks for, a vacation that's coming up, or I need to buy a car, or I want to win a contest, or whatever it is, this number sometimes will bump up to 85 or 90% because I can use this stuff in here and I can generate $300 to $500 commission payouts all day long. So you got to make sure that you can get access to the profit campaign. So the only way you can do that is to own the resale rights to those products, and that is what you get as a mastery member. So all of you guys who said you're mastery members right now, you are set, you are good to go. I personally would recommend spending most of your time in the membership campaigns, getting members signed up under you because that's ongoing residual income, and in the profit campaigns, selling products so you can get big money hits into your account and start financing, your marketing and that sort of stuff really, really fast. And at $300 for a training product, let me tell you, it kicks along pretty nicely. If you're not a member of Mastery, most of your stuff, all of your products are going to be under the MLSP product campaigns. Now, I'm going to mention just real quick, as a Mastery member, you can get to all these product campaigns as well. There are products in there that aren't 100% that are great products for you to promote. But as a beginner, when you're just getting started, I recommend that you keep it simple and focus on bringing in members and selling them pure profit products. Bring in members and sell them pure profit products. I do that all day long until you get some money coming in and get it under your belt. Then you can go in and look for some other stuff that maybe pays out 20-30% commission that you could upsell to people and let it add it on later. What I recommend, though, as a mastery member that you do is focus on members and products and let MLSP as a system sell that other stuff for you, because it's going to be doing that on the back end. So let's just focus our efforts on what's going to bring us the biggest bang for our buck. And that's the key, the membership campaigns and the profit campaigns. The MLSP system campaigns are great. They're free, so what you're basically doing is giving away free training in exchange for leads. Those are great. It works very, very well as well. If you're interested in doing that, it works the same way. I'm going to click over here real quick. Now, I just want to mention, towards the end, I'm almost done here, but there's a what to do next thing coming. The next class that I'm going to refer you to goes very extensively, deep and specific into how to promote and use these campaigns to get leads and make money. I'm just going to hit on the highlights today for the sake of time. There's all these products. This parentheses, that's how much money you get when you sell the product minus merchant fees. I mean, if you have ever dealt with a merchant account, there are fees that go along with that. But this is Instant Authority Status, which I own. It's an awesome product. I think this is the best kept secret in MLSP. I love this product. Instant Authority Status sells for $477. When I sell it, I get $477, and then I pay a little bit for my merchant fees, and I keep everything else. MLSP doesn't get a dime of this. That's why I like it. I mean, not because MLSP doesn't get paid, but I like it because I get to keep a lot of money from it. Fabulous system we have set up. And over here, you're just going to go, if you click through all of these, this is going to show you the campaign. I recommend that you come in and take a look. These websites are already created for you. This is called the capture page. You send out this this link here and get people to click on it. They come in and put in their name and email. They go in here and they look at it. They love it. They buy this product. Boom, you get paid. And you get paid whatever's in here, $297 all day long. Just sold the, no, it wasn't the 100-day business builder challenge. I just sold, where is it? Oh, it's not in here. It was AMI that I sold. Yeah. This builder challenge just became 100% profit product. That's awesome. Right here is the link that you promote. I'm going to give you guys a little tip. When you're brand new, ignore this, ignore this. This one right here, ignore. This right here, ignore. Very specific reason, real quick. These bypass the capture page, the put in your name and email page. When you're brand new, you really want to focus on getting everybody to give you their name and email. Even if you already know them, get them on your email mailing list. And do it as a habit. Promote this link every time. Once you get more advanced, and the next class I think might even go a little bit into when and how to use these strategically. Right now, at the beginning, forget it. Just that one link. And that's true on every single one of these. They all have those links. See, I can come right down here, I click on any one of them. That's the one I want to promote, especially as a beginner. Here's where you go in if you depending on the information that you want to capture, the name, the phone number, the Skype. You know, you have to ask for an email, so there's no option to not collect their email. But you can go in here and use the default settings, or you can go in and say, yes, I want their name. No, I don't want their name. Yes, I want their phone number. No, I don't want their phone number. Yes, I want their Skype ID. No, I don't want their Skype ID. There are different reasons why you would or would not want to choose to collect some of this information over others. I'm not going to get in it again tonight, although this strategy for when and what to ask for is extremely important. I don't have time to cover it tonight. I'm going to refer you to where you can learn more about that. Right here is, well, this one they just moved over, so let me click on one. Swipe copy. Again, you don't know what to see about Facebook's, you know, what is this? Instant authority says. I clicked on my favorite product. Isn't that funny? You just come right in here, copy, paste it. It's already got your link in it. Copy it, paste it. It tells you. Use this as a Facebook status update. How much easier can it get? All right, I'm not worried about the rest of that stuff, Sean. I'm going to keep it going. I'm not going to click on here because there's a lot of private information in here, but this is where you find your leads. This is where you have a list of everybody. That 114 people who signed up under me are all right here. I'm not going to go into anything else on website. You know what? I will tease you guys just a little bit. Here's the Facebook applications. If you're anything above Academy, if you're University or Mastery, here's your Facebook applications. I'm not going to go into that too much. Let me just say that these things print leads. They just drive leads all day long. Then I'm going to refer you to a place to go to learn how to use these. If you're at University or Mastery, you want to be using these. There is also a nice little video right here, instructions that go ahead and teach you how to do some basic stuff with it too. So there's that. Campaign management, I'm not going to get into this too heavily either. We're starting to get just to like the next level on this. I'm just making you aware that this stuff exists. This is where you can create all your own campaigns. You can see we come in here, we use MLSP to create all of our campaigns. So there you go. They just come in here all day long, set up all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to show you where to go to learn how to use those as well. My content, this is where you host stuff. Like you've got a video or something. I have a private mastermind group called the Copywriting Mastery Intensive. I do conference calls with them after every module. They're right here. I would take these recordings. I'll take these recordings and I will repackage those and sell stuff from there all day long. MLSP is a place for me to host it, and I don't have to pay for another hosting service or somebody else to host my stuff. I've already got a membership of MLSP. I'm going to use it. Articles. This is the article directory. Where you can take articles that you've written, post them to a high authority site that's owned by MLSP, and start getting instant leads and traffic and high quality backlinks. I'm not going to get into that too much because, again, it's a little beyond what I'm here to do tonight. My images, QR codes, videos and audios, all that sort of stuff in here. Stores, all the stuff you own, supports where you get help. I'm going to come back over here to training. I'm going to point out to you guys the training library. Okay, this is one of my favorite resources in all of MLSP because it is a recording. It is a recording of. Hold on one second, guys. Oh, okay. I think you guys are okay because people are still chatting. My backup computer over here went on the fritz. I think it thought we were logged in twice. We didn't do something. I just wanted to make sure that you guys can still hear me and that I'm still okay. I'm going to wrap it up here in the next 5 minutes and get your questions. Okay, this is a recording of every webinar that MyLead System Pro has ever hosted since the day they started. As far as I know, I should go back and look at it. The very first one they ever hosted is in here. There is more value in this. I mean, they call it the 7-figure library. It's no longer offered to new members unless you purchase annual mastery. And if you cancel your account, you lose access to this library forever. So I want to point this out because it's I use this thing constantly to go back and learn something about, I remember this, you know, Kate and Andrew did a webinar not too long ago about getting their leads converted to memberships in MLSP. I didn't have time to watch it. I was focused on something else at the time. In the back of my head, I knew I could go back and watch it anytime. But if you're not an annual mastery member, you can't get access to that. You have access to stuff for about 4 weeks. And then it goes into the vault, and the only way you can get it is to be an annual mastery member. So in my opinion, this is the best deal in all of MLSP, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit more about why. Under Account My Subscription, this will explain everything to you. You can see I'm an active mastery member. I'm going to click on down here. I'm going to scroll past it. This tells you all the different things that you get at each of the membership levels. Academy is you're getting started. If you stay at Academy more than 2 weeks, you are losing a fortune, and you're losing so many opportunities to monetize MLSP and to build relationships with your list. It's not designed to be a long-term program. It's designed to get you in, get you set up, and then get you moving on up into at least university, if not mastery. Now, here's the difference between university and mastery. There's different things you can get. From a practical standpoint, you want to go to university if you want to use the tools inside of MLSP to generate leads, and you have no interest whatsoever in making money in MLSP. Now, you can make money with it still, but you're going to make a small fraction of the money that you would make at mastery. So if you're in university, you're like, I don't care if I ever make a penny with MLSP, I want those tools to get me leads, because I'm building XYZ business over here, and MLSP is my lead generation system for doing that. I don't care about other streams of income. That's university. If you are even remotely interested in making money out of My Lead System Pro, as well as whatever else that you're promoting, so that you're creating multiple streams of income, you absolutely must be at mastery. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on about 70% of the money that you could be making for the exact same effort. So I hope that makes sense. You guys can read, what's on the screen here as far as what's offered at each level. You don't need me to read that to you. This comes down here and points out what all the income opportunities are for My Lead System Pro Mastery members. But the bottom line is, what happens is you're out there and you're a university member. You're like, okay, I'm just university. I'm okay making 30%. Or no, you're university, and so you're thinking, I don't care about bringing in mastery members. I'm only going to focus on promoting, academy memberships. Well, what happens is you're sending people to all kinds of MLSP stuff. They're seeing it all over the place. All the funnels are set up to promote mastery. So what is inevitably going to happen? It burns when someone comes back and tells me this happened to them. You're going to be at university or academy, and you're going to be promoting something, and the guy who comes in under you is going to want to make money in MLSP, so he signs up at Mastery, and he buys the Master Marketers Pack, which is a $500 product, and he upgrades to Annual, which is $1,500. And he comes in and does all that because he's totally working on something different on his business. He wants to come all in and do this big time, and he's being smart with his money, so he's getting the best rates possible to get that training library. He comes in, buys Annual Mastery and the Master Marketers Pack, and he's dropped $2,000. And instead of you getting paid $1,500 of that $2,000, you're going to get paid, I don't know what the math is off the top of my head, but it's about a third of that. So you're going to end up making a few $100s instead of 1.5K that you should have made for the exact same amount of work. So that's why I say, if you're even remotely interested in making money with MLSP, you have to be at mastery level, or it literally costs you a fortune not to be. So I hope that makes sense. If you want to get that training library, I mean, really, if you're here and this is where it's at, I get this. I want the best deal, and I want to get the whole shebang, the whole ball of wax, for the cheapest price. You go here to Annual Mastery, unlock that 7-figure library, free up $150 a month in cash flow in your business you can turn around and do other stuff with. You've saved $300 on the cost of a membership. You take that $300 and you reinvest it in buying the training for your marketing strategy, which just so happens to be $300. You are set with everything that you need in MLSP. and you can just turn around and you focus on making sales, getting leads for whatever else it is you're promoting, signing people up, and making money, making money, making money, making money. That is the key. That is the key to how MLSP, or really any program works. I assume that your primary company, which has different levels, they're all required to have that low level. It has different levels. I assume you guys are all 100% in at the top because you're here serious to make money. Don't treat MLSP any differently. This MLSP thing, since they came out with Mastery, is a freaking cash cow. I really want you guys to cash in on that and take advantage of it. Here's where you change your membership. You see, there's the different levels. There's the different terms. And if you want to change your subscription, you click here, and this includes canceling parking or reactivating your MLSP account. So it's right down there. Now, I promised you guys before I left that I would show you how to get help from here. Anything, what's the next step kind of thing. You make sure you go through this startup and you get all of that stuff set up. It should go very quickly. It's going to take a little bit longer, of course, if you're at Mastery, because that's going to walk you through setting up your autoresponder, doing all kinds of additional stuff in your back office to really get you going. It still is not anything that's going to take you forever, but it is going to take you a little bit longer than if, say, you're at Academy and you just need to set up your profile. So there goes that. While you're working on that, the next step after this class is called the Fast Start Intensive. This class takes place sporadically. It's taught by my husband, who is one of the most proficient experts on the My Lead System Pro back office. I have yet to stump him on how to do something in the back office, and I play a little game with people where I'm like, let's try to stump Dean on something in the back office, and really I don't think he can do it. So he knows all of this stuff that's over here that I didn't have time to dig into, digging deep into these campaigns, digging into exactly strategically how to use these Facebook applications. He goes through all the marketing strategies with you. All of this stuff down here, everything under my content, he's going to teach you how to get leads from MLSP's blog, MLSP's authority site, because it takes time to build authority. So we just steal it from MLSP. We don't steal it. We actually, I'm being smart. We have the rights. We have the rights as a member to use it. Over here, he's going to show you how to do this. He walks you through everything, and it's really, really cool. He did this class last night. He has everybody. It's a small class. There's no more than 10 people allowed in. They shut it down when it's 10 people. He has everybody in Facebook, and in real time, they are PMing him, private messaging him questions. And he'll have 6 people popping up questions at the same time, and he just goes from person to person to person. He answers every single specifically detailed question that you have. He will stay, again, this is about an hour. I'm going a little long tonight. But he will stay as long as it takes for everybody to be 100% happy with everything that they want or need to know about how to use their MLSP back office. And that class is really focused not on getting it set up as much as it's specifically focused on using MLSP to get leads and to make sales. Really focuses heavily on how to make sales and start generating income in MLSP in the fastest way possible. That's what you want to do. You don't want to hang around in MLSP for a couple of months trying to figure out stuff that you can learn in one night in a class. Fast track your success so that your income gets going up faster. You can finance your business, get your leads, stay in business long enough to really start building something huge. That is why that class exists. But I will tell you now, guys, he literally only lets 10 people in that class. He was doing it weekly, and our schedule, frankly, we have 2 very successful businesses. Our schedule has gotten too hectic and too full to give that much time into it, so we schedule it in when it fits into his schedule. And right now I only have him scheduled for 1 class that's coming up, and I don't know when he'll do another one, but right now, let me check. Over here under training, if you go down to MLSP Coaching Services, and I want you to do this now with me if you can, in MLSP Coaching Services. Now, you're going to see something different. It pops up here and tells me that Congratulations, I already have a spot reserved because, of course, Dean is registered in every class. What you're going to see when you come here is a description, an extensive description of exactly what goes on in that class. So you're going to know everything that he's going to teach you. So I want you to go in and take a look at that. I will tell you right now, this is a paid class. This is not a free class. This is the class where Dean doesn't hold anything back. MLSP made an arrangement with him to give his time to teach this course. The deal being that the people who came into this class get everything. They get, this says it's on, okay, 7/6. Yeah, I don't know why that says 7/4. That's not right. It's on July the 6th, which I think is 2 Sundays from now. Okay, that's when the next one, the only one that's scheduled, is going to be. Anyway, his deal with MLSP, they wanted him to teach it, and he was like, if he's going to do it, this is going to be the no-holds-barred, back-end, everything he knows about how to make, you know, multiple thousands of dollars in MLSP very, very, very quickly. So if you are interested in getting going fast in MLSP and getting that revenue going, getting those leads coming in like lightning fast, go to this class. You go over here and you purchase coaching credits. I'll tell you, I'll click on here. It takes 3 credits, so it's $147 to go into this class. Now, the other thing on top of everything that he covers in that class is you get a recording of the class. It is very intensive. That's why we call it the Fast Start Intensive. So you get a recording of the session that you had so that you can go through and play through it as many times as you need to be able to use it over and over and over again. But it will sell out, I can tell you. So come in here, take a look at the description. If it's something you want to do, even though it's not coming up until a week from Sunday, I would so strongly encourage you to go ahead and register for that class. You buy the credits and then you turn around and use the credits to register for the class, and make sure you do both steps. Get yourself in. If you'd like, send a quick email after you register to dean@deanrblack.com and let him know you're going to be in this Sunday intensive class. Give him a little bit heads up. That'd be really cool. Okay, so let's pop on over here. That is your next step after this webinar. Let me hop back over here into the Hangouts. Rodney, you won't show a training library because you're not an Annual Mastery member. So you won't get access to it until you upgrade to Annual Mastery, which maybe you asked that question before I covered that. I'm not sure. I'm going to come over here into the Q&A. Again, I'm going to turn this off. I always think this looks really funky when it has that thing in it. I'm going to stay here and go through it. Put your questions over here in the Q&A if you have them. I'm going to go through here and see what I can answer. I've been trying to register my secret PIN number so that I can fill out the W-2. I'm having a problem with adding my info. Hi, Angela. How are you? Let me reply. This is one of those... let me see. It's under support tab. Go to MLSP, log in to MyLink System Pro, and send in a support ticket. That's a technical thing. Rhonda runs the support team. She will get her people to take a look at that and help you out. And they're wonderful, by the way. They get back to you very, very quickly. Assume I'll get this anyway, but how is it that hot link made to people I invite to the webinar? Is there anything we need to do about it? How is the link made to people? Okay, I think, David, I may have answered that for you, but I'll pop over here. It's made by, let's go into the simple startup, because I like the, you know what? Let's just stay right here on the home page. See, this one is webinar registration, which is the Wednesday webinar. Because Diane is my referring affiliate, anything I see pop up in my back office, I click on right here. But instead of it says Diane Hockman, because I roll up to her whenever I buy something or do something. So I'm tagged to her permanently because I'm under her. What you can do if you want is just copy this from your back office, change this username to whatever your username is. Another easier way to do it is to come over here to, So you can do that for the Wednesday webinar, but for any of the other webinars, let's shortcut it. Go over here to Academy Step 3. And let's scroll down, and they've got them all right here. All of the live webinars that happen throughout the week. This is what the webinar is called. You replace your MLSP user with Dinar Black, or whatever your username actually is. So I think we got to that. Okay, Michelle Pescasolino. I assume that you're saying that's who your referring affiliate is. I love Michelle. I've known her for a couple of years now. Met her through My Lead System Pro. How does one qualify for the link when you get to level 1? Virginia, I'm so sorry. I'm a little bit confused by your question. How does one qualify for the link when you get to level 1? Can you explain that a little further? It might have been just if you can clarify. Did the assignment in Academy today sharing links on Facebook, Twitter, and you did the assignment in Academy today sharing links on Facebook and Twitter. When I clicked to check the link in the email, I went to the landing page and immediately went to a page that said malicious content. What do I do now? Virginia, post that out in the community or the Facebook group. You know where the Facebook group is? Did I mention that? Let me go in here. I do know, but to be honest, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. I'm gonna just send you over here. It's another good place for you guys to go. All right. I'm gonna just copy this for you guys. Throw this in the chat. Yeah, I turned off my screen, Virginia. Oh, so sorry. I forgot I turned it on. Thank you. Sorry. I popped over, started talking, missed you guys. Right over here it is. Thank you, Virginia. Right over here, under the Getting Started, start here, Academy Step 3. This is why you guys keep me on my toes. Thank you so much. Right in here, and you substitute your MLSP user for your actual username. Here's the links to all the webinars. That, in my opinion, is a good place to go and get them. So, sorry guys. Should be better now. Should be. Yeah, see you guys, I'm revealing just how non-technical I am, and I still have crazy success in MLSP, and I'm not even one of the technical people. Sorry about that. Let me go back over here to the Q&A. What it's doing is Facebook has decided that they don't like MLSP links, and you have to create a short link or pretty link or something, something. But if you hop into the Facebook group, which I just put the link for inside the chat, click on that and go ask to join the group, and then ask the question in here. Let me hide my and somebody will give you a link to exactly how to get that fixed. But that is a good question. Sorry about that, guys. They should add that training in. Are they people who use MLSP to get leads for any kinds of bricks and mortar businesses too, or is this exclusively for network internet marketing? Hi, David. No, actually, you can use MLSP. Really, it's kind of interesting. As time passes, I do believe that there will cease to be a distinction between internet marketing and quote-unquote brick and mortar marketing. The internet is simply a tool that you use to meet people, to network with people, to get the word out. It's the same thing as, putting an ad in a newspaper. We're just using more modern, technology and media in order to be able to promote and advertise and build our businesses. So it doesn't matter if you have a brick and mortar business. In fact, my husband and I own a full-time traditional offline business that's ridiculously successful. It was successful before we started marketing online. When we came online, we learned a ton of stuff that's helped us be even more successful with that business, because marketing is marketing is marketing. Regardless of what media you're using, that changes over time, but the fundamental principles of marketing are the same no matter what. So it really doesn't matter what you want to make sure is that you understand. I think there's a great book I'm going to recommend to you real quick, David. It's called No BS Marketing something for it. It's part of the No BS Marketing. I'm actually reading it right now, but I don't have it right in front of me. It's written by Dan Kennedy, and it is about how traditional brick and mortar businesses can learn a lot about how to run a successful business from the internet or network marketing principles. And so it's really cool because he's right. Marketing principles are the same regardless of the media that you're using. So yeah, you can definitely build a brick and mortar business with it. You can certainly learn from the world of network marketing how to successfully market a brick and mortar business. The problem is most people with traditional brick and mortar businesses don't know the first thing about marketing. But when you're working online, you will learn so much more about marketing, and you will be able to just absolutely own the space that you're in for your brick and mortar business. You know, we own a boutique house cleaning service. We've had forever and ever and ever. And one of the things that we've learned, the most valuable things I think that I have learned through our internet marketing is, you know, your time is of such high value that charging a low price for your services is moronic. It's foolish. It doesn't work. When your time is very, very limited, then you have to put a premium on it. And it actually encouraged us to raise our prices. And when we raised our prices significantly, our business went through the roof. So that's the long answer. The short answer is yes, you can absolutely use it for brick and mortar. Where can I get more detail on setting up a Facebook fan page? Yep, in the marketing strategies, right back there, you know, under training, you go to marketing strategies. There's a ton of training in there on setting up Facebook. You can't see your screen. Sorry about that, guys. On the home page, the listing of promotions to new levels. Some have links, others don't. Oh, yes, Virginia. You're over here. I believe what they did is some of these people they have done interviews with, so they had a profile. Like Willie and Daria are very, very good friends of mine. We have worked on several projects together. And they had an article written. I think they probably wrote this article and sent it into MLSP. So MLSP posted it up here on the My Lead System Pro blog and features them. So if the people who were on here had done that, then they were put here on the blog with a link for you to go read their story. So that's what that is. It just means that they had a link to put them to. Kevin Hoff, I love him. I call him he's my adopted big brother. And see, I don't know any of these people except for inside of MLSP. We met at the Live the Dream event 2 years ago. And I've been calling him my adopted big brother ever since then. Same thing with April Murray. Love her, met her at an event. Okay, are there any more questions? Yeah, you asked a couple of good questions tonight. I think I've covered most of them fairly well. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off because it bugs me. We went a little bit long tonight, but I appreciate all the really good questions. Do you guys have anything else that you want to get from me before we go? Before I shut it down? Again, just because the webinar is ending doesn't mean that I disappear forever. I am very active. You can always come find me on Facebook, send me a note, send me a friend request, whatever you want to do. We'll hook up. I will do whatever I can to help you move forward after the webinar is over. Get yourself out in the community. Get to know everybody. I mean, literally everybody that you can that is inside of this community, because it's an absolutely amazing group of professional marketers. You couldn't do better than the people that are inside of this group. So do that. Also, make sure that you get onto the Sunday webinar. If you want to make money fast with MLSP, that's the way to go with that. And if you have a technical problem like someone did here tonight, you can send in a support ticket. Those are the best things to do going forward. Get on the call tomorrow, shout out and say, hey, you were on this webinar. And if you guys can, I put the link to the Facebook group down in here. If you're able to, I don't know if you guys are in yet, hop over here into the Facebook group and let me know how I did. You know, if you liked the webinar, if you learned something from it, you can even make fun of me if you want, because I forgot to share my screen. I've got a thick skin. I can handle it. We're a cool group. Let me know, how you liked it. Give a little bit of social proof to other new members of My Lead System Pro. One of the most effective ways that you can establish yourself as a leader is to inspire and lead other people to something that's going to help them with their business. And getting out into places like this and saying, oh my gosh, I was just on this training that got me started. It was really helpful. Answered some questions. I got some good strategies, that kind of stuff. Will lead other people to you, believe it or not. Will lead other people to you, and ultimately, some of those people will want to sign up for your business and buy stuff from you. That's how marketing works. So I hope you enjoyed. This class tonight. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. I'm glad that you did. I'm glad you got some help. I'm going to check over here one more time real quick, make sure we don't have any. It says I might have a question. You're a little confused about the video and the training about link masking. What is it for? Yeah, you know what, Leandrew, Virginia was just saying, was it Virginia? Someone was just saying that they put some of the links out on Facebook. Facebook in particular sometimes dings an MLSP link thinking that it's spam. And the link masking helps you get around that. Also, if you want to get a little bit more clarity on that, throw it out into the Facebook group and say, can somebody explain this to me a little bit better? They'll be able to dig into it a little bit further. What's really cool about MLSP is somebody that's not even referred to you, that doesn't have any, quote unquote, financial stake in you being here, will come out anyway. And help you figure something out, help you get something done, help you learn how to do something. This is a community of people who support each other like crazy, even though you're not, quote unquote, on my team. We couldn't care less about that here in MLSP. That's not how we grow as a community. We grow as a community and become so successful by having each other's back. So hop out in there and ask that question, okay? And that'll help a lot of other people as well. Okay, does anyone else need anything? Sounds like you guys are all pretty good. I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I will see you out in the My Lead System Pro community. This webinar is a wrap. Good night, everybody.